What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, quick disclaimer before I get into this video. You guys seen the clip. I want to talk about that. And what I'm going to say in this video, it's not meant to offend. This is just my honest opinion. I was just looking at the James Kirkland Canelo Alvarez fight, and I was just thinking about it. In fact, Kirkland and his new trainer, GT, shout out to GT and Kirkland, they both follow me on Instagram, and I'm just speaking my mind like I do on my channel. Now, the thing I'm thinking about with this whole fight is this is the other thing. This is not an official prediction. Things change, things happen. I'm just going off of right here, March 26th, and what I feel. And again, it's not an official prediction, but I'm just start thinking. I'm trying to wrap my head around this fight. I'm looking forward to Canelo Kirkland, obviously the week after Mayweather Pacquiao, the biggest fight in boxing. And I just keep thinking, like, I'm trying to think, and I feel like this fight is going to happen, and it's going to end in one of two ways. And some people are like, what do you mean? Of course it's going to end. No, what I mean is some fights, there's a lot of different variables. Like, even the fights this weekend, Gary Russell Jr. versus Johnny Gonzalez and Vanes Martirosyan and Jermell Charlo, all those fights right there, there's a variety of different outcomes that I feel could happen in those particular fights. With this, I don't see it. I see Kirkland and Canelo happening really one of two ways. Either it's going to be a great fight and an all-out war via like Glenn Tapia versus Kirkland, and it's going to be what we all want, or it's going to be a one-sided beatdown where Canelo beats the shit out of James Kirkland, and it looks similar to the Angulo fight. Angulo fight, some people, I mean, that was the Canelo show. I don't care what anybody says. I actually picked Angulo to beat Canelo. I just thought Canelo had faced a lot of smaller men. He ain't faced somebody with the power and the seasoning of an Angulo with his style. I mean, seasoning with the style that he brings, the aggressive power puncher. And Canelo embarrassed him. Now, I really strongly feel that. I feel like James Kirkland, either he's going to be the James Kirkland of old, like when he fought Angulo, or it's going to be like, what the fuck did I just watch and what did I pay for? And it's going to be the Canelo show. Now, the reason I think this is because Canelo, if you watch his fights, his inside game is filthy. He's smarter than people give him credit for. To me, more of a boxer puncher. And I don't think his punch is as impactful as some people make it out to be. He's no Gennady Golovkin per his division. He's no chump, and his power is definitely above average and respectable. But whereas guys might be tipping the power scales at 9 and 10, I feel like Canelo's power is probably like a 6.8, maybe a 7. I don't think he's at the upper echelon, the Julian Jackson, the Gennady Golovkin, Mike Tyson echelon of power per his division. So that's one thing. But he is a smart fighter. He has deceptive hand speed, and he thinks more than people give him credit for. Some people think, oh, this is a traditional Mexican brawler. He's not. That is not his style. And I like Canelo, and I also like Kirkland. I like both of them a lot. But what is, like, when I'm breaking this fight down, my early preliminary breakdown, what has given Canelo problems has not been what Kirkland does. Now, if Kirkland does prove this video wrong, then he's going to have to show me something of old, like vintage Kirkland. Because when I see Canelo, again, deceptive hand speed, more of a boxer puncher, he thinks. And the thing is, Canelo got ahead of himself. The one fight of his whole career that he shouldn't have thought and shouldn't have been the thinker, he lost. And that was to Floyd Mayweather. He shouldn't have tried to outthink Floyd. That was a horrible decision by trying to match wits with a master chess player. That was just stupid. So that was the one fight where Canelo, if he had the dog in him, which I think he does, he just didn't show it in that fight. But that's the fight where the dog, he needed to use his size advantage. Even at the catch weight, he still outweighed Mayweather by over 10 pounds. And he should have been less of a thinker. But there's other fights, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Canelo, Lara, he even that fight versus the Mayweather fight, he started letting his hands go when he was getting outboxed severely in those early rounds, and he made it fun and made it interesting. He just needs to work on cutting off the ring. Anyway, back to Canelo Kirkland. What has given Canelo the most problems that I've seen is guys who are slick, ring intelligence slash mover, lateral movement kind of guys. Mayweather and Laura, that style. Even Alfonso Gomez, he had some problems with that. And Alfonso Gomez was more of a fundamentally sound boxer. And Canelo was on his way up, coming up. I think that might have even been on the Mayweather undercard. So my point being is, none of these things, when I think of styles, I've really ever seen James Kirkland do. Like, I don't, when I think of James Kirkland fights, I think of Mandingo Warrior, guts, gritty, and pressure, and volume punching, and Wolf crazy workouts, and battle of attrition. Like Warrior, like more of a tank than anything else. So I'm really worried about James Kirkland, and not even just that, the mental aspect. I don't know where his head's at. He's been pretty much MIA on Instagram and on social media, versus in the past he was more frequent. So either he's really just honing in and getting down to the nitty gritty, or he's just somewhere in that Kirkland world where he lost to Ishida. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard for me to forget when fighters do weird stuff like that. Like the Carlos Molina fight, he's saying he took pills and this and that. So, again, not an official prediction, but I think Canelo may beat the shit out of James Kirkland. Again, maybe he could prove me wrong, and it could be an Angulo or a Glenn Tapia type of fight. And that's why I'm tuning in. But I really wouldn't be surprised if it does look like a Canelo Angulo. And the other thing is, he's with a new trainer. No disrespect to GT, but I know his work with Ann Wolf. I don't really know how he's going to look with a brand new trainer. So when someone's kind of up and down like Wall Street, very hard for me to determine where I should place my bet with them, or if I should place my bet on them. You know what I mean? So Canelo, he looked real good, man. He looks, the other thing is, like, I'm looking, see, when I break down fights, I'm going to tell you a little ego secret. I break down fights. Like, I look at it from start to finish. Some people, they don't do that. They Mayweather, Pacquiao, Floyd's a bitch, Pacquiao wins because this, Mayweather win. No, they don't break down the fights. I break down the fights, including psychological warfare. I look before training camps, during, you know what I'm saying, past history. I look at all that type of stuff because I know my boxing. You know what I mean? And from what I'm seeing with Canelo, he looks very focused. He looked good, like with that counter right was disgusting in that clip that I showed you guys at the beginning of this video. His weight, he's keeping it down, versus after he lost to Mayweather, he ballooned up and he looked very soft going into the Angulo training camp. Very soft. But he's kept his weight down. He was with Matthew McConaughey or something at the Golden Globes and that kind of thing. So he's managed his weight better than I've seen in the past. I just think he's really focused. James Kirkland, on the other end, it's like a big question mark. I really don't know where his head's at. And based on his style, I really don't know what his chances are against Canelo. Like I said, if he does beat Canelo, he's going to have to just be that tank and be mentally strong and not really have any lapses, or he has to make sure his conditioning is up to par. And that's just my early forecast for this particular fight. Canelo's looking real good, real focused. And again, the things I've seen Canelo struggle with, James Kirkland doesn't really exude that. Canelo looks pretty tough. Looks like he could take a punch. Laura has pretty good power. Mayweather hit him with shots that he didn't see, even though Mayweather's smaller than him. He took Angulo's best shots and was egging him on. So, I mean, it looks like he has a pretty solid beard, and he's been fighting since he was 15. So, I mean, to me, I think the pressure, a lot of pressure is on James Kirkland. The crowd is probably going to even be pro Canelo out in Houston. You know what I mean? He has a pretty good, Canelo has a good fan base. Even though Kirkland's from Texas, Canelo's fan base is not to be underestimated. So I'm really, really worried for James Kirkland to see where his head's at, because I really don't know at this particular point. And like everything I've seen from Canelo has been looking like he's taking this serious, he's solid. He lost the Mexican dates to Floyd, so he just looks like he's focused, trying to live up to the hype and be that next big star. So let me know what you guys think. James Kirkland, does he have a chance in there? What do you think of the clip of Canelo? Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off.